All right. Hello, everyone. Welcome to this special February 22nd, 2022 celebration, co-hosted by myself and my sweet sister, Sava Swan. Hello, hello. We're so grateful that you chose to spend some time with us today to really come together from the heart and welcome in this powerful energy coming to our planet. Hair is standing up on my arms because it's just, I feel your magnetism. So thank you so much for being here. So my name is Sarah Strizzi. For those of you who don't know me, I am a wife, a mother. I am an intuitive healer, speaker, and coach. And I really strive to bring clarity, focus, and breakthroughs in the lives of others. That really brings me a ton of passion. And so as a certified emotion and body code practitioner, I am trained to help you release emotional blocks, oh my gosh, emotional barriers and blocks that are holding you back. So there's things that we go through in our life that get stuck in our emotional body, they get stuck in our subconscious, and they make it difficult for us to move forward. So it is my passion to get to the root of what is holding you back so you can fully unlock your potential. And so I know from experience and from helping hundreds of people that as you release these barriers and blocks, you're really able to capture more joy in your life. You're able to start to really feel inspired about your purpose and live it with such passion. So it is wonderful to be in that sacred space of healing with all of you. So in wanting to deepen the level of transformation available to all of us, it was placed on my heart to create a teaching platform. So a community where I could bring all of you together, and it's called the Heal and Shine Academy. And many of you are a part of this. This is definitely a labor of love and a passion of mine to create this space where I can help on a greater scale, right? To illuminate things that are that we're all going through collectively, to help you release the things holding you back, to help peel back the layers and really get clarity on what needs to go so that you can embrace fresh energies for what you want to call in. So it's all about this wonderful space of growth and transformation where we lock arms with very much like minds on a mission to help shine our light and share our gifts in the world. So I invite you to join me there in that space at the Heal and Shine Academy. And a part of that space, I've launched my signature course, which I'm so proud of. It is such a highly inspired, it's this material, and the experience that we get to go through is absolutely amazing. And I am starting the second round of group coaching on next Tuesday on March 1st. And I would love to invite each and every one of you to be a part of that. So you can go to healandshineacademy.com to check that out. And that would be awesome. All right, you guys. So I am so excited to introduce my sweet sister, Sava Swan. Take it away, girl.
Hello, everyone. Thank you so much for being here and joining us on this special day. My name is Sava Swan. I am a professional astrologer, intuitive, and transformational life coach. My mission is to empower my clients to step into their power, align with their highest path and purpose, and awaken them to their true soul path, living a life of fulfillment. I know from personal experience that when you align your life with the energies of the planet, there is already a conduit of energy that is flowing here onto the planet, in the collective, as well as individually in each of our personal lives. And as an astrologer, a natal chart is what you get when you are first born. You take your first breath, and we use the date and time and location of your birth to map exactly where your stars are, where your planets are. And each of those have a particular significance in your life. They make aspects in the sky, which relates to sacred geometry, numerology, and they hold codes for your life and your purpose, your mission. And I truly believe it is a tool of finding alignment in your personal and professional life. I also offer Akashic Soul profile readings, understanding what galactic family you're from, what other energies you're carrying, and a little bit more nuance to why you came here at this time. And property clearings. I think this is so important at this time because how much do you spend in your house, in your office, and being able to clear at an energetic level the clutter, the stuff that comes into your house, whether it's attached to you, whether it's created within your house, whether it's the TV that's on, it's all filling the atmosphere with energy. And to be able to clear that and neutralize that and give you a clear slate is an opportunity to almost hit a reset button in a lot of ways. So between Akashic Records healings and property clearings, that's one aspect of energy healing that I do, and using astrology as a foundation for how to structure life, how to move through it, how to be in sync with what you value. So I look forward to potentially meeting some of you and serving you in ways that feel aligned.
So good. Thank you so much. Love that. Absolutely. I can vouch from experience. She's amazing. All right, you guys. So we are going to start by kind of just shaking off the energy of the day. We're going to do a grounding meditation here to kind of just bring us all into this space together. So go ahead and shake out some of your energies, release any of the tension of the day. This is the later in the day for most of us. So we will be coming into this moment where we can ground our energy and kind of come into this new space together. So go ahead and close your eyes. Take some deep breaths. Beautiful. All right. So we're going to begin by taking the energy at the base of our spine and dropping it into the earth. So we're sending our energy down into the earth's crust. Beautiful Mother Earth, who is here to guide and support us. Send your energy down into the dirt, down through the layers of the earth, down and through the magma. Shoot your energy all the way down to the core of the earth. And when you feel ready, anchor that energy around the core of the earth. Tie a bow of energy from you down to the core of Mother Earth. Beautiful. And when you feel called to come back up, shoot that energy back up through the layers of the earth, back up through the building of where you're sitting in, back into your body. As it comes back up through your body, feel it hitting your chakras. So it's hitting the root chakra, the sacral chakra, the solar plexus, the heart, the throat, the brow, and the crown. And then picture the top of your head, the crown chakra opening up, and this light being sent from the top of your head all the way through the sky. Make your way through the atmosphere and out into space, and aim that energy for the sun. Tether that energy to the sun. So make your way there and reach this beautiful star that powers our planet. Wrap your energy around the sun, and when you feel ready, send that energy back down to you. As that energy comes back in, have the grounded root energy and the crown energy meet in your heart space. Feel your heart space awaken and enliven with just this beautiful blend of cosmic and earth energies. And as this is awakening your heart, really send out this beautiful color and energy and love vibration to each and every one of us here on this call, either present or who will be catching the replay. Send out this beautiful energy of love, connecting us all from the heart. And we're going to sit with this for just about a minute. Beautiful. And when you feel called, come back to the room. So beautiful. Thank you so much for connecting from the heart, sending out love to each and every one of you. Just amazing. So good. All right. So we're going to go into Sava Lindsay's portion of today's training here. This is going to be absolutely phenomenal, really helping us understand what's going on within and around us through an astrological perspective. So take it away, girl.
All right, let's see. I'm going to try to share my screen. Let's see. There it is. Okay. Can you see that?
We can see it.
Can you see it?
Yep.
Okay, cool. All right, perfect. So 2/22/22. What a beautiful divine opportunity that we have to come together. I want to start off by talking about numerology of the number 2, and it will evolve into kind of what's to come. So the number 2 is the divine feminine. It's sensitive, caring, nurturing, all these words that describe divine feminine in our minds: graceful, powerful, peaceful, with strong intuition. So as you're sinking into the energies of today, consider these divine feminine words and how you express them in your life. Another indication or association with the number 2 is partnerships, right? 2 people coming together, collaborating, being in balance and in harmony. And the teamwork of coming together, the unbiased view of how, when 2 people come together, there's a non-judgment, there's an open, unbiased feeling of collaboration. What can we create together? Co-creation, right? In astrology terms, in part associated with divine feminine, is emotions. Cancer is ruled by the moon. It is our emotions. Water is emotions. And so as we're embodying the number 2 today, consider the moon. We are in a waning moon. We are shedding what no longer serves us. That's what happens when you go from a full moon shedding its light into a new moon where it's darkness and we go inside. And water. I've been drinking a ton of water lately. The water inside of us, we should be 80%, but we're often dehydrated. So when we have that water flowing through our bodies, we have greater access to information. We have, imagine like a lake inside of you, where upon this lake, you can see your reflection. You can see when there's ripples. You can see when there's coherence or disturbance. Imagine before the time of mirrors, gazing down into a lake and seeing your reflection for the first time. How beautiful and magnificent. And in a tarot perspective, it is represented by the high priestess. She is intuitive. She is sacred. She has sacred knowledge to share. She is in tune with her subconscious mind, which is, where we store those programs, those beliefs, whether they're limiting or empowering, where we just kind of go on autopilot. So I encourage you to come off of autopilot today and to tap in to your inner divine feminine, whether you're female or male or somewhere in between, identifying we each have this divine masculine and divine feminine that reside within us. And living in the culture that we live in, it is dominated by males, dominated by the patriarchy, and this is the system that has been set up. But we are moving into a new age, an Aquarian age. And in Aquarius, the primary essence is humanitarian, loving one another, inspiring one another, lifting each other up. And this new Aquarian age is going to be led by females. And the greater we can connect to that divine feminine within ourselves, the more leadership role we are able to take in this new earth that's being created. So I want to show how in numerology we determine a date or a birth date or anything. And you add all of the numbers together. So you use the day, the month, and the full year, and it equals 12. 12 in and of itself is a divine number, but in true numerology, you would add 1 + 2 = 3. And so I want to talk about the number 3 because this is where we're going. Number 3 is what happens when divine masculine number 1, divine feminine number 2 come together and create a child. It can be a physical human child. It can be a creation that two people create together. There's a childlike innocence, a playfulness, high energy. Think of children running around the playground. They are not concerned with anything. They are original and unique in their thinking. They're curious and they come up with the most beautiful artistic things that are just like divine downloads for where they're at. And we could all learn from that. The number 3 also represents the third dimension. And this is where linear time exists. So we have the illusion of linear time where we see one step coming before another. This is the density that we live in. This is our reality. We have vibrations all around us, so many things that we can't see, yet we do see the density. At a certain concentration level, we begin to be able to see the third density that surrounds us and that makes us up. Yet, as we know, there are still frequencies flowing inside of us, inside the density, and everything is actually alive. In astrology, this is represented by Gemini and Sagittarius. And the essence of these two are to just soak it all up, which totally relates to children, right? They thrive on shared ideas and communication. Gemini is the twins. It is everything that you have two of. And it's almost like Geminis are able to be the expression that can come together when 2 hands, 2 feet, 2 lungs, 2 eyes can speak. Sagittarius is all about learning and fiery communication, ideas, and wanting to, ruled by Jupiter, sky's the limit. And in tarot, it is the Empress. So she is ruled by nature and natural beauty. She is creative and she is the art that surrounds us in all of life. So you can tap into the number 3 today as well, because this is where we're headed. This is the natural beauty. This is the awakening of viewing things beyond duality. What is the higher perspective, the higher mind? Where can we create in our lives? Where can we co-create in our lives? Because as you probably know, working together with someone to create your dream is more effective. You can get farther faster. You can join your skills and gifts and have a greater reach. So I'm going to talk about astrology, and I want to give context to where we are in the greater collective and where we're headed. So I'm going to stop sharing my screen for a moment. Okay. get my screen back here. Okay. So 2020 had its own variety of astrological challenging events. 2021 had another set. And here we are in 2022, not really out of the woods, because in this year, we are being directed by the aspect Saturn squaring Uranus. So Saturn is a planet of discipline and structure and constraint and constriction and restriction, which we all know a lot about at this point, right? And Uranus is very future thinking. It's ruled by lightning. It's rapid fire, fast transformation. And they have been in a square, which is a difficult aspect. My analogy is that you're walking down the grocery store aisle with your cart, and out of the blue, someone comes at the end of the aisle and blindsides you. That's what a square aspect is like, a collision. And so here's Saturn and Uranus, a planet of structure and stability and kind of the old traditional ways of doing things, with Uranus, who's future oriented and wanting to switch things up and wanting to create new experiences. Up until recently, Saturn has been slightly, we'll say, before Uranus. How that manifested in our lives is that we had constriction, 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 and then Uranus would come in and it's like, I want out. I want to break the lockdowns. I want to go out. I want to be free. So that was one kind of paradigm of their relationship. But now Uranus is slightly ahead. And so planets hit Uranus, they aspect Uranus before they aspect Saturn, which means that we're starting out with the energy of Uranus, dreaming big, saying, hey, I've always wanted such and such. I've always wanted to live in a cabin in the woods, and it's currently snowing and it's beautiful, and I manifested my reality. Thank you for this gift. And I'm ready to dream again and dream again. And so these dreams come in and they're the future oriented Uranus. And then Saturn comes in and says, okay, well, how are you going to do that? What are your structures? What's your process? What's your procedure? Who do you need to rely on? Who's in your network? Where do you need to grow so that you can achieve these Uranian dreams? Something else that I've noticed that not a lot of astrologers are talking about is that Saturn, who is in Aquarius right now, wanting to restructure humanity, is the traditional or ancient ruler of Aquarius. But Uranus is the new ruler of Aquarius. So how interesting that Uranus is watching Saturn in his house, and it's like your grandpa at your house when you're not home, and you're like, oh man, what's he doing in there? Like, he's probably trying to like build a cabinet or like, try to do something weird, but I like my space just the way it is. I want to do something new and different. So we have all of this energy to work with. And one of the ideas that I've kind of had throughout this time is that when you have a house and you need to replace the foundation, which is kind of what Saturn and Pluto are doing right now, shaking up the foundation of the world that we live in. Imagine your house is on stilts and it's a little scary, like a storm blows and your foundation isn't laid or it's needing to be excavated. How do you navigate in a world where there's no solid ground underneath you? That is a call to go inward. It's a call to go within to find structure and discipline, healthy discipline, not the authoritarian parent, not the one who's scolding and shaming you, that is out the window. We absolutely need to heal those parts of ourselves and commune with them and recognize them, but to change, to bring in that Uranian energy and say, I'm ready to step into mastery of myself, mastery of my inner world, mastery of the demons that haunt me and tell me that I can't do things when I know I was built to do these things. So this is really an empowering time and an opportunity to experience the world as the foundations are being, crumbling beneath us. Anything that's not built on a sturdy foundation is going to crumble, and we have yet to see the domino effect of that. But to be able to have a stable, sturdy inner world that is rich with creativity and divine feminine and divine masculine is going to be an incredible advantage and allow you to be in that calm, still lake, hopefully staying hydrated. So another thing that I want to talk about right now, speaking of, if you have water, grab some, please, is the astrology of this moment. So that's kind of a larger context for where the world is, but this individual period of time, as in this week and then the 2 weeks to follow, is actually really incredible. So starting on, let's see, February 16th, it was the full moon in Leo. I'm not going to do a deep dive in any of this, but there was the first conjunction, which is when two planets meet, of Mars and Venus. Mars is action and the warrior energy. And what we've seen of Mars is that it's been a certain type of warrior, but now we're inviting a new type of warrior. Here, Venus is kind of kissing Mars with her Venusian energy, her beauty and aesthetics and harmony and balance, and wanting to sweeten Mars up. And that is calling out our inner warrior and taking that decisive action in our lives. And they are going to be dancing the tango for like 2 months. This is very rare. And I don't think it'll happen again in our lifetime, where they are within a couple of degrees of each other for this long. So why I thought this was so important to gather today is because here we are on 2-2-2-2-2, and we are merging our inner divine feminine and divine masculine, our inner Mars and our Venus, and what happens inside of us gets projected outward. So you might be seeing in your life that Mars has the upper hand, and maybe it's kind of just like trying to just do things and push it forward and push. But I would invite you to pull back and bring in that Venusian energy. On the other hand, you might just be sitting there dreaming, and Mars is like, hey, how can I support you? What actions do you need to take? Where can we go from here? We have 2 months to talk about it. Where should we start? So whether that's in your personal relationships, relationships with colleagues or family, this is a beautiful time to harmonize your relationships and your partnerships. So I'm going to dive into we're pretty much already in the energy. So Mars first hits a sweet aspect to Neptune, and then Venus follows. Remember, they're right in lockstep with each other. So I want to talk about Neptune for a second. So Neptune is a very magical planet. She is the higher octave of Venus. So think of her as like the beautiful, wise grandmother, and full of divine wisdom, super intuitive and coming from that place of divine love. And that is her highest octave. But her lower octave is confusion and illusion, delusion, misunderstandings, that fog. Neptune rules the dreams. So imagine that dreaminess. It can either be a nightmare or beyond your wildest imagination. And why that's so important is because we are headed into, and we're already in the energy of, an aspect where Jupiter, planet of expansion and abundance, is coming into a sweet sextile with Neptune. So Jupiter is either going to expand your dreams or expand your nightmares. Think about that for a second. What is the energy like inside of you? What are your Mars and Venus doing? How is your divine feminine and divine masculine relating to each other? How do you have supportive structures in your life and be able to have that creative flow where you feel empowered and synchronistic and like you're able to truly express yourself? So over the next few days, Mars is going to come into aspect with Neptune and then Venus. And so I think of these as having conversations. Where does your action, your interaction need to have a conversation with your dreams? Where does your inner creativity, your love, need to have a conversation with your dreams? And as Mars and Venus do the tango for the next 2 months, how do you bring those two together in harmony and grow from this number 2 energy into the number 3 energy and to birth something incredible? Where we're headed after that is an incredible new moon. So powerful. It has Pluto hanging out with Venus and Mars. Pluto is transformation, that deep transformation. Uranus is change, but Pluto is like what we're going through right now. This is a huge societal change, a change of values, a change of how we act in the world, how we speak in the world, how we behave in the world. So the 3 of them are going to come together at 27 degrees of Capricorn. This is Mars's power place of 360 degrees in the zodiac. Mars shines at 27 degrees of Capricorn. It's exalted. How cool is that? So March 2nd, new moon in Pisces. Pisces is the dreamer. Neptune is in Pisces. Jupiter is in Pisces. The moon and the sun are in Pisces. Meanwhile, Mars and Venus are dancing. So where do you want to bring that sort of vision, the visionary energy to your life? What are you ready to surrender? This time between now and March 2nd is a great time to consider, what do you need to let go of to create space for your huge vision? What inside needs to die? Pluto is death and rebirth, not the kind of death that's kind of like charred, burnt, but the phoenix that burns all the way to the ashes. It is from the ashes that we are able to be reborn. So something inside, maybe it's our inner demons, maybe it's our limiting beliefs, maybe it's some relationships that have worn past their time, maybe it's jobs or living environments or boundaries that you need to set with certain friends, family members, or colleagues to create a spaciousness within yourself to look back at that inner still lake, see your reflection, see who you are becoming, reflect on your dreams, empower yourself. No one else can empower you but yourself. That's terrifying and extremely exciting. So, what do you want to do with all that energy? So, from the full moon to the new moon, we are creating space, we are shedding. And from the new moon on, we have incredibly potent seeds. So I love this planner. It's called We Moon, like women. And I read the intro for Seeds and Cycles today. It's a poem, and I just wanted to read it. It's called Seeds. I don't know what this choice will lead to, or the one I made yesterday, or even that one 5 years ago when I walked away. I don't know how hardy this vine will be, how productive, how sweet her fruit. I only know that these seeds are the ones in my hands, and this soil at my feet is longing to be the dark agent of transformation she was always meant to be. What good gardener would waste the gift of seed for a sliver of doubt wedged inside her mind? I want dirt under my fingernails and all my seed packets empty. Yes, yes, absolutely. Let us tend to the soil. Let us take that which we're shedding and be the compost at our feet and drink in the nutrients, drink in Mother Gaia's energy and bloom, allowing that space for your garden to exist and watering her and bringing her to life. It requires tending, but then you exist in the world of your dreams. And what are you waiting for? So I'm going to pause there, and I want to name that I do have an activation to finish off this ceremony with. And it has to do with merging your divine feminine and divine masculine. So take everything that I've said so far, bring it out of your logical mind and into your heart, and let it start to take root there as we move into the next segment, which is Sarah talking about the incredible healing that she has done for us as a collective today.
Beautiful. That was so lovely. Thank you so much, sweet Sava Lindsay. Love that. So I really learn a lot from viewing things through an astrological perspective. It really kind of helps us expand our awareness of what's going on more to like a higher mind perspective. And so thank you so much for presenting that. And I'm going to definitely watch the replay so I can hear it again, and potentially get your slides. Maybe we can attach your slides to our email that goes out with the replay so that people can see that. I love it. So, oh my gosh. Okay. So on February 20th, I started the first part of this group energy healing, and then I finished it today. And I do want to let you know that I connected with our collective energy, and I asked permission from our higher self. So if any of you are sitting here saying, hey, I didn't give my permission, if it doesn't feel right with you, you were not included, but I feel everyone was on board to be part of this group energy healing. But just do know that I have very high integrity with this and asked permission of your higher self, and those who were a part of this are included. So wonderful. This energy healing session, I'm going to put my notes up on the screen for you all to see, and I'm going to walk us through what came up and what was cleared. So the focus of the session for us here was to really assist us all with being able to hold more light. So there's so much light coming to our planet right now when we're in this collective ascension from 3D to 5D energies. If you haven't heard that yet, we're all a part of this. We've all signed up to be here on this planet at this time, to be going through this together. So it's such an honor, but it's also it's a lot going on. Like this is the greatest awakening in the human collective ever, in all of history, in all of time. And so it's really incredible what we're going through here together. And it's my greatest hope that we can all just really clear out the things that need to release so that we can hold more light in our being, which will really help to ease the ascension as we raise in our dimensional awareness heading towards the 5D. So let me share my screen here and I'll pull up our notes and then I'll go through our notes. Of course, I'm an emotion and body code practitioner. And so I will be explaining things as they show. Okay, so sharing the notes. Okay, so Lindsay, can you see those on your screen? Okay, Blanca says yes. Okay, great. So here are my notes that I took. So I'll take us through this energy healing session. So starting on February 20th and carrying on into today, I wanted to give us time to process and also get us to 100%. So it took 2 sessions to do this. So of course, like I mentioned, focused on assisting us all who give their consent to be able to hold more of the light entering our planet with the intention to help ease our ascension as we move from the 3D to 5D realities. Okay, so this is what came up. So the first areas of focus here was our heart chakra. So our heart chakra is awakening, and we're having 5D crystalline energy awaken in our heart space. So I loved that the heart chakra came up first, because having this energy center balanced and spinning freely really does help us connect with one another. It also helps us to easily sink into, hold on one second. There we go. It helps us sink from our head, the overthinking part of us, into our heart space, where really so much more wisdom is accessed through the heart space. So what came up for us collectively? There was a no will to feel feelings energy. I mean, how many can relate to that, right? So just protecting your feelings, not, feeling what we've been going through this global pandemic over the last 2.5 years has been a lot, and people have kind of closed themselves off from really wanting to feel what's going on. So there was this no will to feel feelings energy present, and underneath that, so an imbalance that was a part of the no will to feel feelings energy was we had this collective memory field. And this memory fields are typically the energy from our memories are stored behind us and we just move forward. But there are times when there's a memory from a particular event or from a collection of events that becomes displaced. And here we had a collective memory field of times that we've felt unworthy in our lives. And so these feelings of unworthiness have been displaced and they've been held in front of us in this cloud of energy. And as we're moving forward, we're up against this resistance, and it's also causing us to retreat and not really want to feel our feelings. So I released the energy from this collection of memories to diffuse that energetic charge so that we can just now move forward without resistance. So those collective feelings of unworthiness have been healed. The energy from those memories has been cleared. And then then I got the go ahead that we can now release the no will to feel feelings energy. So that has been released. The next thing to come up here in the rebalancing of the heart chakra was this despair anchor. So a despair anchor is a negative statement that gets trapped in our subconscious. So our subconscious is like a cataloging computer. It's keeping track of every thought we have, every face we've ever seen, every experience we've ever gone through, and keeping track of it, like cataloging it in a computer. And so when our subconscious, when we think things when we think things, our thoughts, our subconscious can sometimes take a screenshot or a picture, or capture the energy of that particular statement, and it holds on to it, and it doesn't know whether it's good or bad. It just sees it as information. So here's this statement that we had in our collective conscious here, which is, it's pointless to try. And so when this is going on, your subconscious is trying to create that reality for you. So it's taking away your power. It's causing you to give up too early or too easily because you think in the back of your mind, it's pointless to try. Well, there was some trapped emotions attached to this. There was conflict, insecurity, and humiliation. All three of those emotions were playing into and creating fertile soil for this, the energy of the statement, it's pointless to try, to take hold. So I released these trapped emotions, cleared them out of our energy bodies, and then was able to clear out the energy around the statement of it's pointless to try. So that then had been released. The next thing to come up here was this shared emotional compound. So an emotional compound is when we feel two or more emotions at the same time, and those emotions can become trapped together in a ball of energy. This particular emotional compound we shared amongst the collective, and here, look at what came up: fear and anxiety. So when we really tap into the collective, that is so much of what is coming up, is this fear and anxiety. I mean, if you watch the news, what do they talk about? It's all about fear and anxiety. So really being able to clear out the fears and anxieties of us here, humans here on this planet, is key in getting us to really be able to ascend more to a higher dimensional space, because fear and anxiety does not come with us. So that had been cleared from us collectively. And then the heart chakra said, yes, thank you so much for the tune up. I was able to reset the heart chakra. So now our heart chakra is balanced and spinning freely. The next thing to come up here was this thing called a broadcast message. So a broadcast message is a unique frequency it's a unique frequency that we project, we broadcast. And it's kind of like, you can picture it like writing on your shirt. So a broadcast message is usually formed from something that we're thinking about, or a fear we have, or a desire that it translates itself into this particular type of vibrational energy, which we refer to as a broadcast message. So this particular one was, don't look at me. So kind of picture us walking around with this message on our shirt that says, don't look at me. And we pick up on it subconsciously. Other people pick up on this frequency subconsciously and mirror that back to you. So that's kind of, that creates division, that creates feelings of being separated and alone. So it's very important to release this. So part of what was associated with this broadcast message of don't look at me was this idea allergy. So our subconscious can actually create allergies to ideas. These ideas are ideas in themselves are neutral. They're neutral. We give them their meaning. But our subconscious, when we're going through something and it sees us reacting a certain way or having discomfort around a certain idea, it can create an allergy to that idea. So then going forward, you basically have an allergic reaction when that idea presents itself. So this one was being hurt. I mean, how many of us feel so sensitive, right? How, like when there's a threat of you being hurt, you might get defensive, you might get snappy, angry, like your emotions get all over the place. And especially when there's an idea allergy around being hurt. So part of what was included in that idea allergy, or the energies feeding into this idea allergy, were some trapped emotions of rejection, resentment, failure, and depression. All of those energies that we shared collectively were feeding into and part of what was creating this idea allergy around being hurt. So by releasing those trapped emotions, the subconscious is like, yes, okay, I feel safe now to release this idea allergy. And so what we do when we release an idea allergy is that we bring our subconscious back to neutral when it comes to that idea of being hurt. So it just heals that part of us. It brings your subconscious back to a neutral state so that that idea isn't going to throw you out of an alignment one way or another too much. It allows you to stay centered and balanced. more objective, more proactive rather than reactive. So it's really beneficial to clear out these idea allergies as they present themselves. So that has been cleared. Then I reinstalled a new positive broadcast message, which is see me for my true authentic self, one centered in love and light. So now that is the new writing on our shirt. That is what we're all walking around with. See me for my true authentic self, one centered in love and light. Can you guys even feel the ripple coming out from each and every one of us with that broadcast message now being written on our shirt that other people pick up on subconsciously and mirror back to us? Yes, absolutely yes. Okay, so the next imbalance to surface was this physical emotional shock energy. So physical emotional shock energy is intense stress. It's high stress. And we get these energies trapped in our bodies when we are just in complete overwhelm and overloaded. This physical emotional shock energy can get stuck in our bodies. So part of what was creating this physical emotional shock energy was this no will to grow energy. Oh my gosh, hello. What have we been going through this pandemic? Right? We're really being forced to grow, whether we want to or not. And it's creating a lot of stress in people. People are like holding on to the old ways with all their might, when in all reality, we need to let go. But having a no will to grow energy is like completely walking through molasses in January. Like, it's really hard to move forward when you don't have a will to grow. So part of what was feeding into this no will to grow energy was the will to hide true self energy. So you can see collectively, this is very insightful to be able to see how each of us are connected here, and we're feeling the same things. We have the same fears. We are not separate from each other. So much of this is, I'm sure each and every one of you can say, yes, I can feel that. I felt that. I know what that feels like. Will to hide true self, right? So people who are, have been belittled or bullied or chastised or made fun of, or not listened to when they're speaking, have this will to hide true self energy can take present place, and you start to shrink, you start to retreat, and that's completely counterintuitive to who we are in this planet. We're part of the same stardust that created this universe, and deep within ourselves, we want to expand, we want to shine, we want to share our gifts and help others and be of service. But when there's this will to hide true self energy, you're depressed, you're anxious, you're frustrated, so it's important to really clear this out. So part of what was in the will to hide true self energy were these two emotional reverberation energies. And here we go again with the fear and anxiety. So interesting. Those are the collective energies that we have to clear. And we are, by doing this right now. So an emotional reverberation energy is not a trapped emotion per se, but it's a trapped energetic ringing of an emotion. So it's this reverberation of this energy just radiating through your body 24 hours a day. So here it is, fear and anxiety. We're walking around with this reverberation. So then when you turn on the news, when you get a phone call from somebody that you're like, oh my gosh, I hope something's okay. I hope something didn't go wrong, right? Like that instant reaction of fear, having this emotional reverberation of energy, it just causes us to go into that state unconsciously, because it's just already this frequency of energy running through our bodies. Well, we cleared that out today, has been released. And so then by releasing those emotional reverberation energies, we were then able to clear out this layer of will to hide true self energy. So, and then by doing that, we were able to release the no will to grow energy. So these will to and no will to energies, they can form even from momentary periods of time of feeling these things. So we have layers of these in our bodies. And so I'm really grateful when they come to the surface so that we can release, because then they have less of a hold on us the more we clear them. Okay, the next imbalance to surface here in this physical emotional shock energy here was this inherited trapped emotion of horror. So this was from 18 generations back from our collective. So that is about 450 years ago. our ancestors here on this planet were experiencing horror of some degree. And that energy became part of their DNA. And that DNA has been passed down through the generations, 18 in fact. So 450 years, this inherited trapped emotion of horror has been passed down through the lineage of our collective. And so we were able to clear that out, release that. And it's so beautiful to attend to these these ancestral traumas, because that's another big journey of ours. This life, this generation here, these generations here on this planet have been bestowed upon the duty of clearing the ancestral trauma here on this planet, because that also does not go into the 5D with us. So as I release these inherited emotions and energies, it really does feel amazing to be co-creating with you to help this collective healing of our ancestors. And then there was this shared trapped emotion. So these trapped emotions that we all shared of despair and worry. So we released those. And then once those were gone, our body says, yes, it's okay. Now you can release this physical, emotional shock energy. All right. And today, this is what I worked on, solar plexus, to get us all the way up to 100% energetic alignment. So the solar plexus, our warrior chakra, it is in our diaphragm. This is our seat of personal power, self-confidence, really just, feeling like Superwoman, right? When this solar plexus chakra is activated, we feel unstoppable. And it's important we started the session with the heart chakra. Now it brought us to our solar plexus. I love that these two energy centers came forward in this session, because we have our heart chakra and then our solar plexus. And when both of those are activated in unison, oh my gosh, girl, we got this. We are capable of achieving great things. So there was a statement, I have no one. So how many of us feel alone, right? You feel alone. And when you feel alone, often you think, I don't have anyone I can turn to. I have no one here. I feel all alone. Well, that really is a trick that our ego likes to play on us. And we really do need to get to the point where we come back to the remembrance of who we are. We are one people. We are all aspects of the whole. Each and every one of us are brothers and sisters here on this planet and in this universe. We are not alone. And so our ego, of course, likes to kind of put that energy around where it wants to separate us, where it wants to keep us small and safe in this little box. Well, I have no one. I am so glad that came up, because we got to clear that out. So part of what was creating the energy around that statement was this trapped emotion of betrayal. So of course, when we feel betrayed in life, we retreat and we feel alone, we feel isolated. So we released that trapped emotion of betrayal. It is gone. The next part of the next imbalance to surface here was the no will to be open energy. So that was fueled by this idea allergy. So here comes another idea allergy around what? Confidence. Oh my goodness. How many of us are struggling with confidence or lack thereof, right? How many of you have a vision, have dreams, you have things that are placed on your heart that you're wanting to create, but the next thing you think is, oh, I'm not good, I can't do that, right? Like our confidence wavers, and then we retreat back into the tiny little box that we popped our head out of, and we're stuck in the mud, and there's other people out there manifesting you, waiting for you to show up, but yet you're hiding in this little box because you're struggling with confidence. Heck no, we are blasting this out of the stratosphere. We are coming back into our own power. So I was so happy that this came up, because this needs to clear. So there's this idea allergy around confidence. There was these trapped emotions, fear, resentment, and low self-esteem. Kicked those to the curb. We released those, they're gone. So then the idea allergy was like, okay, I can clear now. Those anchors have been released. So then coming back to releasing the idea allergy, so bringing the subconscious back to neutral when it comes to the idea of confidence, to really come back into our own power, come back into that center, that peace and calm, and calming the subconscious so that it doesn't have to like feel threatened by confidence any longer. That's been released. And so then the no will to be open energy was like, oh, look, let's fix that. Okay. this no will to be open energy was cleared. And then the despair anchor around I have no one released. And I always like to reinstall a new positive statement. So we released I have no one, that is out of the subconscious. And guess what? We reinstalled this beautiful new positive statement, which is we have each other. Hello. Oh my gosh. So good. And then that was allowing us to reset. Solar plexus had a huge sigh of relief, said, thank you so much. And then I brought our solar plexus back into balance, reset. So it's nice and fine tuned. And now as of February 22nd, 2022, we are 100% energetically aligned with what we sought out to work on today, which was assisting all gathered here who give their consent to be able to hold more of the light entering this planet with the intention to help ease our ascension as we move from the 3D to the 5D reality. So I will definitely make sure you all get a copy of those notes to look over. Oh, so good, you guys. It's just amazing, you guys. This is our time. We have all chosen to be here on this planet at this time. We are all in this Zoom room together by divine appointment. We are on the same frequency, the same energy, to be able to be interested in all showing up together today. So I just really want to give such a shout out to each and every one of you for being willing to grow and expand and learn these tools that we can really that shed light on the things that need to heal, right? We're ready for transformation. It might be scary sometimes, but we're ready. Each and every one of you here are ready to illuminate the things that no longer serve us, so we can clear those out, open up this fresh energy so that we can bring in this beautiful light. Oh my gosh, I'm like, my whole body's activated right now. Bring in this beautiful light that is being shed on our planet. It's all hands on deck right now to help our collective ascend into a higher dimension of consciousness, which it's here now. It's just all a matter of us aligning our own vibration to be a part of that. And it's a beautiful, beautiful journey that we're on. And I'm so honored to be in this sacred space with each and every one of you today. So thank you for being a part of that. Amazing. All right. And so I will be sure to get you guys the notes so you can look over that and have those to refer back to. Okay. So now I am going to see where my schedule is. Okay, cool. All right. So Lindsay, now do you want your time to bring us back to the activation that you have planned for us?
Yeah, thank you so much for that clearing. Oh my gosh, I had chills the entire time. It was like I was feeling all of those release as you were going through them. And I was totally working on my third chakra today and tapping into confidence and tapping into power and that warrior energy where Mars and Venus come together and asking Pluto what needs to shift, and how brilliant you were probably doing that at the exact same time. So thank you so much for this healing. I also particularly love when ancestral things come up, because it clears from so many people, not just us in the room, but whoever is a part of any of those 18 lineages over 450 years. I mean, your cousins and aunts and uncles and deceased grandparents and everyone has been energetically cleared at such a deep level. So it's so powerful. I love your work. Thank you. Before we dive into the activation, I just wanted to talk about what it is to hold more light in the body and why that's important. If you've ever heard of Heart Math, it is an organization that studies the mind, heart, gut, brain connection and coherence. And they do a lot of scientific studies to determine, give those people who do require that logical left brain thinking, what is energy, why does it matter if I'm thinking positive thoughts about someone or not. It's actually related because of photonic light. So I'm going to come back into astrology for a moment and talk about how the alignment of our galaxy right now is such that we have a greater connection. There is more photonic light coming to the planet right now than there ever has been. It's in this grand kind of epic, these many ages that take, ultimately it's a 26,000 year cycle, but we are in alignment with the galactic center of photonic light, where there's solar flares and all this extra energy that's coming in. And how do we deal with that, right? So not only is there all this like Saturnian constriction and our own inner discipline and structures and processes that are coming up to be seen, but there's this information. Light is information. Think about walking down a dark path. How lovely is it when you have a flashlight in your hand for that dark path? How lovely is it driving down the street and there's a street light overhead to show you where you're going on the road? Light is information. And as this light is pouring onto the planet, it is part of the vibrational currency. That's why vibration code is so important. Okay, there we go. So, so our hearts, when meditating for 20 minutes, went from 10 photons per second to 100,000 photons per second. That is traceable energy. That is scientifically proven. That is showing that your mind is channeling this energy into the environment around you, into your body. It is the resonance that you're operating on. Welcome back, Sarah. I hit record, so don't worry. So as we go into this activation, I just wanted to plant that seed, since we're talking about seed planting, of how powerful your mind is and how powerful this emotion code, body code work is. We have just cleared the field. We have created space. We have invited more light into our bodies. And something I find so important is to do the psychological, the 3D, meeting the energy that Sarah has just addressed at a 5D level and bringing ourselves there, bringing our consciousness there. Let us meet this moment. So I have a little activity for us, and it's pretty simple, but it is an activation of merging with your divine feminine and your divine masculine. So take a second, take a couple deep breaths, and rub your hands between your hands. Here, rub your hands together. And feel the energy that they create. Tap into this energy that you contain, that you possess, that you offer the world. And outstretch your right hand. This is your divine masculine. This is your givingness, your doingness. Think of everything that you offer the world, all the energy that you put out there. And outstretch your left hand. This is your divine feminine. Consider everything that you are everything that you receive, everything that you have. And reach these arms out. Feel the tree that you are. Feel what you carry and what you offer. And feel into your body. How does it feel to hold your arms out? Maybe there's some tension. Allow that. That is just awareness. Maybe there's strength that needs to be built. That's okay. Invite that strength. Empower your Mars to be the beautiful you. Now take your right hand and bring it over behind your left shoulder. And bring your left hand over behind your right shoulder. And feel your embrace. Love yourself. Surrender to this beautiful experience that you have two arms to hold yourself with. You are both the giver and the receiver of this hug. The very first thing I did this morning was give myself a hug. What a beautiful daily ritual. And now move your hands around. Tap in with the divine masculine, where you're moving your hands upon your body. Feel what it feels like to be the doer of this. How does it feel? What does it feel like to give love from your hands? How strong is your touch? How gentle? How fast? How slow? Where is that touch originating from inside you? Do you have beliefs on how you should touch, or is that automatic and default? This is your divine masculine. Now, keep moving your hands and be the receiver. How does it feel to be touched by your own hands? What does it feel like to receive love from your hands? How strong is the touch? Do you want it more gentle or more firm? Faster or slower? What part of yourself are you tapping into that attunes to your needs? What feels okay to want? What parts of you want to surrender? And just allow yourself to be touched. Move your hands over your heart space, over your heart chakra. Breathe. Know that you are the conductor of this energy. Feel the photons being energized and increasing in your heart, radiating outward. Knowing that this energy is being produced by your beliefs and your emotions and your thoughts. You can amplify it. You can bring it through your whole body. Move your hands down to your third chakra. Feeling the power, the strength of who you are, who you came here to be. Move your hands down to your second chakra and feel the creative womb space that you create your reality from, that you birth into this world through your thoughts, your words, your actions, your creations. And move your hands down to your first chakra, across your hips. This is where you feel safe. This is security, stability, your connection to the earth. When you drop your grounding cord down from your root chakra, it goes down into the earth and it drinks up earth energy. The energy is a sentient being. She's giving you information of how to be a human on the planet. And drink that energy up through the soles of your feet. You have chakras here too. This is your opportunity to dance with the earth. Drink that energy in through the feet, through the legs, into the first chakra, into the second chakra, into the third and the fourth. Bring that energy up into the fifth chakra. This is your speech, your clairaudience, how you communicate with the world, how you receive the world, how you receive divine guidance. This is the center for telepathy, that beautiful harmony that you have with someone. Bring that energy into your sixth chakra, your sight and your clairvoyance, seeing your future projected in your mind's eye. There is so much power here. Everything is created twice, first in thought and then in action. What are you creating? How are you tending to this chakra? And up to the top of your head, the seventh chakra. This is your knowingness, your clairsentience, the knowing that you chose this life. You are here for a reason. You have access to the infinite consciousness that surrounds you. And flow that energy up through the top of your head and circulate this through your aura. And feel this radiant love and light that you emit and that you receive from the world around you and that flows through your body like a current. Be aware of what you're allowing into the field. Be aware of what you're sending out from your field. Rest into your heart-centered space. And from this place of infinite potential, call in a feeling that you want to have during this time. We can say for the next 2 months, where you are moving through this beautiful energy of Mars and Venus dancing together inside of you, calling in the beauty and the divine love from Neptune, the vision of the future from Uranus, the expansive abundance from Jupiter, and the willingness to change and go through death and rebirth, cycle after cycle. The earth does it every year. Do you? You are in this infinite potential. So calling in these feelings, maybe it's transformation, awareness, greater capacity for the expression of love, feeling safe in your body, proud of who you've become in your journey of life so far, and imagine yourself proud of you, who you have become in the future. And choose an image of your life that feels like a hell yes. This is the vision of your future that you are calling into your field. For me, it's sitting in a future backyard in a hot tub, drinking a golden milk and feeling my coherence vibrate through the waters. What is it for you? Who are you as you're stepping further into your light and your purpose, spreading your soul message, rippling your energy? Spend a moment here swirling in this energy that you've created around your physical form and envision just one piece of your dream for the future. Anchor that vision by seeing it grow a grounding cord of its own and rooting into the earth. See it gather the nutrients it needs and drink up the energy available to it. See it drinking in cosmic energy, being energized by the downloads and intuitive nudges that you receive in the direction of your highest potential, guiding you there. See all that energy swirling around it, and then draw that vision into you. Merge with it. Feel it settle into your heart. Feel its roots merge with yours and bloom into your third eye, drinking sunlight through your crown, and thank it. Thank yourself for becoming the person you need to be in order for this dream to become your reality. Shift your timeline to match so that when you come out of this meditation, you know exactly the next steps to take. It won't feel like logical knowing, but it will be a knowing from another place, a heart-centered place, a gut-centered place, a knowingness that will carry you through. And as you come back into your physical form, more fully present, anchor this energy. Allow your merged divine feminine and divine masculine to be one with you, to communicate, to be honest, to be authentic. And if you like, you can take a sheet of paper and write down some keywords and images and phrases that resonate with you. And I encourage you to write down some of these feelings and images so that you can post it on your fridge and look at it and remind yourself of the beauty that is ever unfolding before you. And you can draw a line on that sheet of paper. You can create a separate sheet of paper of everything that you want to release to make space for this beautiful dream. And let that be the compost and the soil for the life that you're creating. Bring your hands to your heart and give thanks. Bow your head to complete this activation. And when you're finished, say aloud, I am complete. And to this future, say yes. Yes, yes, yes. And it is done. Blessings all so much. Thank you so much for being here and present and willing to see your beauty reflected back at you. Namaste.
So beautiful. Thank you so much, everyone, for attending today's special ceremony. I really hope we have the replay to the call after getting knocked off. I hope I have the first part of that recorded. So Lindsay, can you make me co-host again and we'll see what we can do? Awesome. You guys, thank you so much for being here. Absolutely feel all of your heart energy. I love seeing your radiant smiles. Thank goodness for technology that we can all connect the way we can through technology. So thank you so much. Enjoy the rest of your February 22nd, 2022. Go out and make some magic. really have the confidence to show up, shine your light, and share your gifts in the world. All right, you guys, see you on the next ceremony, next invitation. We'll make sure you get the details. All right, you guys, thank you so much.